Unmute your mic, Mike. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're well. Stacey's from North Carolina is going to give me a thumbs up if the visuals and the audio is working or not. Hope you're all good. It's live chat 99 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Hope you're all safe and well wherever you are on the planet. I said I'd bring you out on the road. This is the McMillan Theatre in Bridgwater. I'm here with Platinum ABBA. And we did a show last night. We've got another show tonight. And all the gear's set up. I've got my setup for this band. So it's not like a wall of cabs and amps, but I've got the Aguilar rig here. And I've got the basses. We've got Betsy's here. We've got the Status Empathy, of course. We've got pedals on the floor too, all rigged up. So unlike the usual weekly live chat, if you want to hear anything, if you want me to talk you through any of the pedals or the gear, so I'm just checking. Stacey coming through visually and audibly. Thank you. I'm on my IEM, so I can hear you. If any of you want to come in live, which you can do by video or audio, you just ticker running along at the bottom of the screen. You just email me, brooks'sbasscorner@gmail.com. I email you an invite. You click on the invite, and then you come through live, and you can be here on screen with me at the McMillan Theatre. It's just me. All the band are off doing bits and bobs. So we're probably going to run for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's 2 o'clock here in the UK at the moment. We'll go till 4:30, and then we're sound checking from about 5. So you don't want to hear that, or maybe you do, but it should all be good. I'm running things on my phone because I'm not at home on my main PC. So also I should apologize in advance if the sound or the visuals go. We're not on a fixed Ethernet cable, which is what I'm on when I'm at home, my main machine. So I'm here on my laptop wirelessly on the Wi-Fi here at the theatre. So this could all start looking like a game of Minecraft at any point. So if it does, I apologize profusely in advance, but I hope you're all good. Hope you're safe and well. Hope your bass playing's all going good. So as I said, this is live chat 99, number 100 next week. The cake's on order, Stacey. Thank you. So if you've got any questions, well, today is a live Q&A. So basically there's no sort of topic of conversation. As long as you want to talk about bass, feel free. You got any questions, anything to do with bass that you want to know? While I'm here, I've got gear all set up. I can make a din. I can do what I like pretty much. So if you want to hear either of these basses, Status Empathy or the lovely bass center Betsy, I've got it here. If you want to come on here, have a chat, you can. Just need to email me, brooks'sbasscorner@gmail.com, and I'll send you an invite. Click on the invite, you come through live. It's all good. Stacey saying it's a nice size theatre. How many does it seat? There's a question. There's 2 levels, so I don't know. I'm looking at that. Maybe you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's over 20 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 10. I think we're looking probably close to 400, maybe 450, maybe 500 for all I know, because there's standing room along the sides. Yeah, maybe 450. It's all good. It's all good. We had an absolute cracker last night. So if you were in the Bridgwater vicinity, you came to see Platinum ABBA at the McMillan Theatre last night, thank you. It was a pleasure to play for you. It was all good. It was all good. We had a blast, a lot of fun. Makes a change when your gig finishes by 9:45. I was in my hotel before midnight. That's a first, really, which thankfully was only up the road, so I didn't have too far to go. I'm just going to check the stream health, see how we're doing. Just let me check that. It's looking okay. Yeah, stream health is excellent. Good. Let's hope we... What's that? Creators adopting live automated neurons on average over 20. Yeah, good. We'll turn that on. Thank you very much. great. Thank you. I saw YouTube sending me messages while we're in the middle of a live chat. We had a real good gig, and yeah, all night, and it's just lovely to just stroll in and the gear's all set up. I've got nothing to set up. We're going to do a sound check later. Different sound engineer tonight, so checking the IEM levels and monitors and all that sort of thing. But otherwise, it's great. I haven't had this sort of situation since I was doing the month trips in the Middle East. So we can leave all your stuff set up. And literally every night, you just walk down from your hotel room, walk up on stage, plug in, and at the end of the gig, you put your bass back in the case, pull your cable out, and off you go. And I like that sort of thing. It makes it a lot more enjoyable, a lot easier. So yeah, we're all good. We're all good. What we had on this week. So if you were on last week's live chat, 98, you know I was heading out to the Uncle Funk show down in Horham, down near Brighton. So the video for that is now up and running on gig vlog number 2. I can put a little link for that in the comments if any of you have missed it. Maybe you haven't been on the channel all week. Where have you been? I can put that there and you can check it out. I hate using pads on laptops. Drives me up the wall. Just give me an old-fashioned mouse any day. I'm hoping the microphone is okay. I'm not shouting because I've got to do vocals, well, BVs later. So let's put that in. Hey, Joe Packet. Paquet. It'll be Paquet, won't it? Hope you're good. So here's a link to last weekend's gig vlog. So yeah, we did a private party down in Horham, 60th birthday, as it turned out, for a woman who had seen us do a bunch of theatre shows in Eastbourne, and it was her 60th birthday, of course, and she wanted to book the band. And when she got the quote, she almost fell over, apparently. And then her husband said, "Look, you're only 60 once. You want the band, book them." And she went ahead and booked us, and it was great. We had a real blast last Saturday. Then after that gig, we had a band stay over. So there was a large Airbnb for us all to sort of chill out, and then we had a lovely late lunch last Sunday, and a little bit of a band meeting, bit of a band get together, and that was that. So that's kind of been my week, and then the rest of the week's just been practicing for these shows, of course, and video editing and stuff at home and tidying up, and yeah, all of that sort of thing. Doing things this week is new phone. These things take an age to set up. Well, actually, I said an age, a couple of hours, but I had to send the old one off and realized I was running out of time very quickly on Thursday. They need the phone by Monday, or the company switches it off, apparently. They don't receive your old phone as a trade-in. So I basically had to spend most of Thursday doing that, getting ready for these gigs. Yeah, so it's been busy. It's all good, though. It's all good. New gear. Let's think. Any new gear come in this week? No, I don't think I've bought anything. Bits and bobs for cameras and filming stuff, so I can do more content for you fine people. So getting my Pocket 3 DJI Osmo Pocket 3 creator bundle up and running, and all of that. Yeah, and actually, while I was in the car park just before this live chat here at the theatre, I've just set up a phone holder in my car, so I can actually film the things for the gig vlogs, and actually some other ideas that I've got for videos in the car, but also so I can film footage when I'm driving for these videos, because at the moment I'm using free footage, free video clips for the motorway sections, and I'd rather be a bit more accurate and show you little chunks of the drives and what have you. So setting that up, and I've had that almost for 10 months, sat in my car waiting to be set up. I just never get the time to do it. Welcome to my life. So anyway, I did. So it's now set up. So that's another job off my list. Thank God. So yeah, as I've said, it's live Q&A Saturday. So I don't have obviously the racks of basses to pick from, but I've got my two here. I've got Betsy with me. Big shout out to Barry, Jill, Dave, bass centre. Betsy's here, and a partner in crime. It's the Status Graphite Empathy, with the in-ear pack still attached. Oh, it helps if you put the strap lock back on, doesn't it? So if you've got any questions about basses, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories, strings, pedals, everything, today's the day. I'm taking all your questions. We're going to run for a couple of hours. And oh, we need the LEDs, of course. I'm not plugged in at the moment, but amps all fired up if you want to hear anything. Although don't be that bloke that keeps appearing here on the live chats asking me to play bizarre songs that only people in his country would know. I went back through last week's live chat as I was putting in the adverts and the timestamps, and we keep getting this guy turn up asking me if I know these very obscure songs that, like I say, only people in his country would know, and then asking me to play it. It's like, are you mad? That's not going to happen, mate. And thank you to all the people that came on the impromptu live chat last Sunday when we were out at the place we were staying with the band. I apologize for the Wi-Fi broadband reception. I thought it was better than it was. It looked really good on my phone in terms of the Wi-Fi quality. But actually, when I watched it back, it was like Lego, very blocky, not good. Looked like something on a Commodore 64. But there we are. Joe Paquette. Hello, Silky. Just so you know, Joe, the name's Stacy. Okay. Silky Sips is her name on one of her Instagram channels. How far was I from Sussex Uni? Where is Sussex Uni based? Which city? Is it near Brighton or Eastbourne? So basically my gig was between Brighton and Eastbourne, but inland. So if you watch that video, you'll see on the map the gig vlog that I linked further up in this chat. You have a look on there. About 15 to 20 seconds in, there's a map and a red circle around where we were playing, and you'll see on there how close we were and where we were in Sussex. But it was all good. It was all good. It was we had a really good gig last Saturday. Really enjoyed it. We had the A team. Everyone was on board. Both the horns were there. Regular keyboard player, regular guitar player. It was all good. I haven't got another Uncle Funk show now though till middle of March, I think. So unless something comes in, of course. But I've got ABBAs, I've got some Queen stuff, got a few request shows, some covers stuff. So it's all good. And plenty of time now to really go for it with the YouTube content. So thank you everyone who's watched the gig vlog, of course, gig vlog number 2, but also I did a remix short out of that video yesterday, and I'm going to do another one later on. Now I've got some Wi-Fi coverage, and that video, I was checking just before we went live. I'll check again now. Actually, has got something like 98.1 viewing. 98.1% viewing. So when people are clicking on it, they're watching 98 point, or the average is 98.1% of that video. Because that video is under 31 seconds, if I get 100% view, that video is going to take off in YouTube. That's still 98.1. Hasn't had huge numbers of views, had 616, 15 likes. If you watch it, please give it a like, of course. But 98.1, I've never had a video do that before. So if you're one of those, thank you. If you haven't seen it, it's on the community tab. I can link it here, of course. What am I talking about? If you haven't seen it, you can. We just put a shareable link up. Easy. So this is just taken out of the gig vlog, but It's just a remixed short, but it's all good. It only lasts like 12 seconds, I think. It's a short one. 12 seconds out of your life. You'll be helping me if you watch it. Please give it a thumbs up and let the video run. It'd be very much appreciated. Manfred Oliveras, thank you for all your comments on the videos this week. Commodore 64, you're giving away your age. Mate, everyone on here knows how old I am. Keep out the references from the past like I do. That's all right. I need a point of context. So anyone who knows what Commodore 64 is, well renowned for blocky graphics, but there we are. We are slaves of your channel. You make a spell on us. If only. If only, mate. I'm not saying hello. It's all good. The gig blog was excellent. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you enjoyed it. My idea is just to keep those going. There's going to be one for this weekend. I've got to do a bit more filming tonight. I actually I've got a new phone, of course. I bought a very snazzy case with it, that instead of having a lens protector on, you have this slidable flap. What I didn't realize was when you do your phone horizontally like that on my phone holder that I've got here, it's filming. Well, as I checked the video, after about 3 songs in last night, that flap just covered the lens. So I've got a load of footage which has great audio, no visual. And I realized it towards the end of the second set that had happened. So I've got to refilm tonight and make sure I film it with the phone the other way. You learn these things. I was so entrenched with my old phone because I'd had it for about 5 years. You get a new one, it just throws you a curve. You learn, like, I'm getting settings, things changing all the time, various things. So, Joe Paquette, you're writing from a Commodore 64. We'll get you. Well done. Well done. Retro gear, man. I've still got my original Spectrum in the loft with all the games. I regularly use Spectrum and Atari emulators, so my love for all that stuff has never waned. It's what you grew up with. But yeah, I used the Empathy last night, playing a blinder. It was good. Do I have a Spotify list for your current gig that you can share? No, I don't. I don't use Spotify a lot at all. I certainly don't use it on my phone. No, I don't. I've got the set list if you want to know. So it's all ABBA. I've got the set list here. But generally, when I'm practicing at home, I run off live recordings for any band. So whether it's Uncle Funk, it's the Queen bands, or ABBA, I've got recordings of this band because the arrangements are slightly different, beginnings and endings and all that sort of thing. So I don't tend to practice from Spotify. The only time I use Spotify is if I'm playing with a band and it's a song I don't know. But even then, I'm more likely just to watch the video on YouTube and run that. I've got my eye on the Gmail, so if anyone wants to join in by video or audio, you can. Just email me. There's a ticker running along the bottom of the screen, brooksysbasecorner@gmail.com. Send me an email. I'll send you an invite. You can click on the invite and you come on here live. How about that? Share the set list if you can be appreciated. Happily. You see that? You can. You look at it and you think, actually, it's not a lot of songs. It's not. But some of these are extended, and there's also a fair bit of chat between the songs. But bizarrely, that comes out at nearly an hour and 50 minutes. But it all goes very good. Yeah, blast. I've been playing with this band for 27 years last month. And it's actually 28 years if you count when the band leader first asked me to play for him and gave me the recordings. So it's been a long time. Funky R, How's it going? It's very good. We're here at the McMillan Theatre in Bridgwater. You're having a good week. It's all been good. So yeah. So again, I'll apologise up front in case the video or the sound goes at any point. We're on a wireless Wi-Fi connection, so I don't have the regular Ethernet hard wire connection that I have on my home machine. It's all good. Long time no chat. Rob Steen, you're a god in my eyes. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Yes, we did, mate. I will always remember you and me meeting at the Base Centre. So for those who don't know, Rob was at the Base Centre in Wapping the same day I was, when we were there looking at Mark King's bass collection that was up for sale. And Rob had already slapped his money down on funnily enough, a Status Empathy that Mark had owned. And Maple, actually, it's kind of it's an all sorts finish, that one. In fact, very nicely, Rob sent me a picture about a year and a bit ago, which will be going towards a video on the channel, but I can't put that video out at the moment because the lovely Marcus Bell at Bass Direct has just done one on Mark King's bass collection. Not quite as thorough as the video I've got planned, and I've got the pictures to prove it. So I have to give him a little, it's just good manners, give him a little period of time for his video to do its thing, and then I'll put mine up probably in the summer, which will be a bit more thorough. Anyway, Rob bought that Empathy, even though I tried to beg him to let me buy it, and that was that. But we were both there the same day, played all the basses, the Alembic, the Starchild JD, and then I ended up buying the Stingray, which did me very proud for 5 years, and then I moved it on to Morgan, who runs the level 42 site for Mark. So that now resides in his collection. But anyway, Rob, yes, I eventually got round to an Empathy. So I've had this since 2002, of course, and then I bought another one 2.5 years ago from the gallery. One came up that I thought was very reasonably priced, literally untouched, not a mark on it. So if anything ever happened to this, this is my main, I say main, this and my GBs and the Alembics are probably my main sort of gigging basis. If anything happened to this, I've got basically its sister, 3 months separated, immaculate in a case. So how's life, Rob? What's in the collection? Now, remind me, didn't you have an Alembic Series 2? It either got stolen, or I remember you putting on the level 42 digest many, many years ago. I'm talking 97, 98 maybe. And you put all your serial numbers and stuff in the pickup cavities. Was that you? I can't remember. The brain's going a bit, you know. It's many years on. It's 28 years on. Alembic Series 2, you did get it back. Excellent. Excellent. Did you get an insurance payout, or were you lucky enough that the bass came back before they paid it out? Or did you get both? And do you still have it? No insurance at the time, 18 months to get it back, and I still have it. Excellent. Good news. That's what I like. Good news stories. Excellent. You still play it? Still use it? Does it sit in its case? Because you and I both know alembics have shot up in price since COVID, or mine have almost trebled. Two that I had before we went into COVID, current pricing is almost treble what I paid for. Not playing so much these days, but have built a few basses since then. Excellent. Send me some photos on our messenger chat. That'd be great. Alembic prices are crazy, aren't they? Just brand new Series 2 base model. I say base, so like no added extras. $45,000. Nuts. But that's without the distributor and retailer discounts and all that sort of thing. I don't think a brand new one is ever coming my way, but second-hand ones certainly do. Have I seen the new status bases? New as in the past few days, or new as in the Series 23s? I think that's what they're called. Unless they've got some new ones out that I'm unaware of. I'm just having a look on Status's site. Let's have a look. They got something new up. S23 V-Man, I guess that's what you're referring to. 2025 basis. S23 V-Man CW2s, right? Okay. I haven't seen any in my hands. I haven't played any. I've heard some good reports. Yeah, the 23s. Okay, wooden necked headlesses. A friend of mine, actually, someone who used to play bass in this band, bought one, Dave Williamson, and he said he couldn't really hear much difference between the graphite ones and the wooden ones. But I'm kind of all, I say, statused out. If something nice came my way, certainly take an interest. But I've got two empathies. I've got a Streamline. I've got a Series 2000. I've got one of the original 15T basses. I've got a graphite neck on one of my Stingray 5 strings. So I've kind of got all the status things I want. But if something came up that I thought, kind of need to get hold of that, then my head can always be turned in that respect. I'm very, as the past couple of years, since we come out of COVID, I'm very aware that I probably don't need any more basses for playing jobs, for gigging. So it's purely an enjoyment thing or an investment purpose. I've got the tools I need, and these are going to see me out, you know. So I'm talking like I'm an old man of 70. I'm not, I'm 52, but, you know, how much more of a playing career is there? Probably in 20 years, 25 at a push. So I think now, 25 years back, to me, it doesn't feel like that long ago. Although my legs and my back will tell me different. But I think of all the bases I've had and still have. I probably have got more than enough to do everything I'm going to need to do, unless something particularly specific came up. You never know, of course. You know, things are only ever a phone call away or an email away. But, yeah. Have you checked out those series, the S23s, Rob? Anything there inspiring you to make a purchase? Jeffrey Boyle, good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope everything's going good. I'm just keeping an eye on the old Google Mail here in case any of you want to join in. My mum sent me a message. Am I doing a live chat today? Well, why don't you log on and you'll see. Come on, mum, get with the beat. She'll log on all surprised in a minute. think we're okay. So basically, I've got the run here of the McMillan Theatre until we do sound check at about 5 o'clock. So we'll go through till about 4:30, I think. Manfred, to make a benchmark, how much does that gig pay? My apologies if it's a delicate subject. Well, this particular one, the band, outside of the band leader and his good lady wife, who's one of the singers, we kind of get, just to give you an idea, I don't generally talk money on live chats, but if it gives you a benchmark, so for a theatre show like this, we're making about, I shouldn't really do this, but it's around £250. But a lot of different things I do pay differently. So my Queen shows are a different thing entirely. Uncle Funk's a different thing. Some of the wedding bands are different things. So there's not like, I mean, you can set yourself a rate and that's all you're willing to go out for. The problem with that is you're going to limit the kind of work you're going to do and maybe what you get offered. For me, things have changed since COVID. I've got the YouTube channel. My thing is more about the currency of time. So, you know, in order for me to do stuff on YouTube, I need time, not money. And it takes time. And it's a currency I'm running short on in terms of life. You know, that I've got, who knows? I'm not 20 years old. I'm a little bit more. So I factor everything into how much time is it going to take? How much of my time is something worth? And that's, and also the stress and the grief and how much prep. And, you know, if someone came to me tomorrow and said, I need you for a gig next week and here's the set, and I didn't know any of the songs, I've got to learn it. It's going to be a fairly hefty fee that I would want to do because I've got to learn all that stuff and it takes time. It takes time. And one of, not too strong a word, one of the things I'm trying to avoid as I'm getting older is doing one-off gigs where you spend a week prepping a show and it's only one gig. You may get extra work from it or you may not. It's not in your power. All you can do is go and do the best show you can. But I'm trying to limit those. If someone says it is just the one gig while such and such is away having their, you know, toenail cut off, it's the amount of money I want for doing that is raised. I'm not willing to do mass learning sessions for a one-off gig. It's just not worth. It's not worth the aggro or the headspace. How much have charged from the late 90s? Well, you see, in the 90s, you got a lot more for your money in terms of living costs. So fuel in your car was a lot cheaper than it is now. Gas and electric here in the UK was a lot cheaper in the late 90s. So, I mean, I know when I was doing gigs in the 90s and getting £100 for a pub gig, that bands in the 80s were getting £100 for a pub gig. And in the 80s, £100 went a lot further. Now, a pub gig for £100 to me makes no sense for me, because once I've paid my tax, travel, fuel, everything else, I'm not left with a lot. So, and I'm not part of a regular band. I'm not in a band that does 4 or 5 gigs a week every week, and that's what I'm doing. I used to be, I'm not anymore. So pretty much I'm freelance on everything. So I take the terms of a gig. This is what we require, and then I work it out whether it's worth me doing it. Yeah, performing live is top priority. For many years, it was my only priority in work, in terms of work. But as I'm getting older, and I don't have a mortgage to pay, I weigh everything up on its merits. And if something's going to be a whole load of work or a whole load of grief and a lot of head churning, learning stuff, because I'm not reading, it's all up there. If it's going to be a lot of grief, then I want a lot of money. If it's something I already know and I can do it straight off the bat, you know, if someone came to me tomorrow or tonight after tonight's gig and say, I need you for a Queen gig tomorrow, but the money's lower than I would normally get, I'd do it because I know all the Queen stuff. I haven't even got to think about it. Okay, some of the starts and endings might be a little different, but we can talk through that backstage. But the meat and potatoes of it is there. But if I've got to learn, you know, someone asked me to do a Yes tribute gig, it's going to be a lot. And I know loads of Yes, but I don't know to play it because I've never had to. It's not correlated with the inflation and living costs, not here in the UK. Although when we came out of lockdown, I did notice that a lot of the gigs being advertised for deps on Facebook had gone up. So like the minimum wage for a dep had kind of gone up, but in recent times it seems to have gone back down again. I don't know why. Maybe band leaders maybe think they can get people on the cheap, and that's fine. But that's what you'll get, a cheap bass player or cheap musician. Both basses tune the same, yeah. Both E concert pitch standard. Got the Digitech drop here on the pedal if I need to drop anything, but actually on this gig there are no different tunings, so I use the drop as a second octaver. Very different tone to the octabass. Jerry Blair, good to see you. Long time no comment. That's cool. Been enjoying your videos. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy them. That's why I'm putting them up. Hope you guys enjoy all the output. There's going to be loads more. Got to get the Anaconda video reviews up this weekend. Well, this week coming. And we'll be doing the gig vlog for today and yesterday. That's got to go up. It's all go. It's all go. And there'll be another shorts remix off that gig vlog 2 as well. I'll try and do that later on once we finish the live chat and I can make use of the Wi-Fi here. I would have done it when I was at the hotel, but the Wi-Fi wasn't great. Doesn't make sense. So he's just had something pop into my YouTube community folder. That's right, yeah. Just bear me a moment, guys. Keep getting something flagging up in the community section in my YouTube studio. But I can't see the message it's referring to, so that can wait until I'm home tomorrow. I can dig a little deeper. Stream health, how are we looking? That's looking all good. Excellent. So I hope you're safe and well out there, wherever you are on the planet. Hope the weekend's treating you well. Give me Java. Thank you for your comment on the video the other night, by the way. Good day, morning for some and afternoon for some. Exactly. All good. Jerry, are you coming to the Uncle Funk show in Ware on the 15th of March? Let me know in the lead up to that. Let me know maybe the week before. If you want to come, I can put you on the guest list like we did before. It's all good. Manfred, have you heard about Nashville Broadway scene? They play 4 hours straight for $80 to $100 plus tips. What's your opinion on that? Well, I used to belong. I still do belong. I've never unsubscribed from it. Oh, we've seized. Bear with me. I think you can still hear me, guys. I've got a message saying the browser's lost connection to your camera. I don't know why. Let's see if we can get the camera back, shall we? Do-do-do. Camera's not playing. Here we go. We're back. I think because I'm on the Wi-Fi, it's StreamYard's getting its pants in a twist. Hopefully you could still hear me while I was talking there. You can. Thank you, Manfred. It just keeps knocking out my my camera on my laptop for some reason. I used to follow and still do follow, although no one posts on it anymore, a thing called The Bottom Line. which was a bass email digest thing. And people on there would always talk about what they would earn doing bar gigs in the US. And it used to make my eyes water. 4 hours straight. I've never had to do that. I've done 2 hours straight. And I remember that gig. It was with my old covers band at a venue called Bad Bob's in Covent Garden. We only played there once. I think we all said after that, doing that again. The load-in was horrific. The load-out was horrific. Trying to get parked around Covent Garden was always a nightmare, even though we played at the Roadhouse. And 2 hours straight, we were all absolutely knackered after it. So we said no. But like I say, I used to follow the bottom line and you hear what people were getting paid for bar gigs in the US. I've never quite equated it, but I think it's because the US is so big and you've got so many bars and bands competing for the work, and there will always be someone who's going to do it cheaper than you. It's just nature of the beast. Over here, it's never been quite that bad, although there's always been occasions where bands have come out of nowhere, been set up, and are willing to undercut all what the other bands get paid in order to get the maximum gigs. 4 hours straight for $100. Nah, I wouldn't do it. So in UK money, that would probably be between 75 and 80 pounds. If the tips were good, then that changes the thing, but that's no guarantee, is it? You could do a gig and get no tips. So personally, I wouldn't do that sort of thing. But if that's what you've got to do, if you're younger and you are trying to build a reputation as a musician, you're probably going to have to do a load of that. I used to do gigs for 75 quid. Hell, when I first started, I had to do gigs for 35 quid. But that was the 90s, and 35 quid would buy you food, shopping, and pay some of your bills for the week. So different time. And here I am 30 years into a professional career, and I just won't do that sort of thing. I'd rather do videos for you fine people and try and impart some knowledge, wisdom, and entertainment. Yeah, know your sound. Welcome. You've just found my channel. What do I edit your videos with? I use Power Director. That's what I use, what I've always used. I edit on a PC. I'm not a Mac person. So I use Power Director. Been very good. I had one technical glitch about a year into using it, and it's been fabulous since. I've had no issues since. So it's all good. Thank you that you've found the channel. Thank you that you seem to like the videos. I'm guessing by the fact you're asking me what I edit with. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for joining the bus. Come on in. We're a friendly bunch. Jerry Blair. Yes, that sounds fantastic. I'll let you know, but I should be able to come to that. Okay. So the week before, which I think will be March the 8th, March the 8th will be that Saturday. I'll give you a shout out. And if I don't hear from you, I'll message you. If you want to come to that, it's all cool. Manfred, once you did 2 hours straight and almost peed myself. Yeah, I was a younger man then. I didn't need to pee myself, but I remember that gig being incredibly hot. They gave us no free drinks. Thankfully, I took a bottle of water. No free drinks, and we couldn't get to the bar because it was so packed. So basically, they charged reduced prices on the beer to get the kids to buy as much as they could. And we had to sing for 2 hours with no drinks, but thankfully I'd taken a bottle of water up with me. I can't remember what the main singers in the band were doing. Maybe they did have a pint or something, but I certainly didn't. I didn't have time to get to the bar, so that was a goner. Joe Goose, good to see you, Joe Goose. Did you see all those JDs up for sale on Bass Brothers? All gone now. Yeah, £3,400 a pop. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Amazing, because in the 1990s and 2000s, you could buy JDs for less than 1,000 quid. So it's amazing. It's amazing. Apparently, Bass Brother, someone else had placed the order for all those basses and then weren't able to commit to the full price when they were ready. Bass Brothers have sort of jumped in and filled the gap. And, well done, Will. Will sold me the Bootsy bass. So if you've seen the short and the gig vlog too, I bought that from Bass Brothers. Joe Packett, how do musicians that play together online get the technology to work? Usually it's to do with routers and hubs and settings. Latency is the big problem. Latency. So you need top line, latest stuff. I think I've never done it. Never done it. Not no one's ever asked me, to be fair. That's fine. There are forums for all that sort of thing. It's a gear thing. It's a gear thing, and I don't know it. But it's all good. Manfred, Joe Packett, there's a paid service for that. There you go. So during lockdown, that was all the rage. There was a lot of that going on. So obviously things have moved on. People were trying to do it over Zoom calls, but if you had a lot of latency with your hub and your broadband, you were going to struggle. Sorry, I've got the old in ears and they keep popping out. Not that anyone's talking via video at the moment, so I can take them out, really, can't I? That was wishful thinking on my part. Joe Goose, crazy markup prices, mate. There's a market. They've sold them. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. But look, everyone keeps arguing and has done for years that JDs were severely undervalued and underpriced. And even though they've put a price increase on their stuff, those ones that have gone by Bass Brothers are inflated. But that's what it is. And they're those colors, and I don't know whether they'll retain that value going forward. I don't know if you tried to sell them in a year's time, you get 3,400 quid. You might, or you might not. But I was under the impression at JD, if that's the color you want, you can have it. I didn't know there was any rarity on certain colors. So I don't know what's to stop anyone now going to them and asking for one of those pearl colors. Clearly, there's a lot more money in the market than we all thought there was. Joe Peckett, well, I would think you would be in demand, just saying. Fiber optic, I presume. Yeah, fiber optics. Yeah, would be nice to be in demand. But like I say, during lockdown, no one asked me to play on anything. I'm not in the London covers clique. Never have been. Because if you're in a clique, it's very easy to get kicked out of a clique. So I was never part of that. And I didn't come through the music colleges, so I didn't have a long list of friends who I rely on for work. But that's cool. I've had a good career. I've done 4,500 gigs. I'm not bemoaning the fact I'm not in a clique. Far from it. Obviously, when we went into lockdown and all that, I didn't have a YouTube channel. So now with the YouTube channel, I've reached a lot more people than I did back then. So I've got the old amp here. Should fire her up. Don't need the tuners on. Helps if you're plugged in. Where have you put the Legion nut? That's here. See if we can get some sound out. We might. Yeah. Yeah. Now I've rattled on in previous weeks. John Wicken, good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you here on the channel before, but you're very welcome. Good to see you. I've been rattling on and banging on about the Source Audio Mercury flanger. Got it here on my board. Let's see if it will fire up. Should do. It will. Hurrah. got him tuned up. So that's good, isn't it? Kind of good. Yeah, it's all good. I love this pedal. There'll be a review and demo coming very shortly once I get these Anaconda reviews out of the way. What do I think about Maruszczyk basses? Love them. Love them. Reviewed many when I was at Bass Guitar Magazine and Bass Player. Love them. Quality, fabulous. Price range, fabulous. You've just ordered one. What model did you get, John? What options? Let us know. Actually, I can get rid of that banner. You can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah. I need a seat cushion. You're going for the full effect. Then I mix that up with the Aguilar filter twin. Actually, sometimes I both of them on at the same time. No bad thing. So we have some right old fun and games with that. Not that I use that in ABBA, but I do use it. That's what I'm on about. Of course I use it. I use it in the there's a bass solo moment in Gimme Gimme Gimme. And there's also sometimes I use it on the little bass and drum thing we do at the end of the first set into the encore when we come back out. So just it's there if I want it. Gareth Harrison, good to see you. Funky Ass, sorry I have to run. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for tuning in anyway. Good to see you. Been good to be here. Hope to catch up soon. Absolutely. And I will use those photos of your bass in my video as soon as I get around to finishing it. It's about 60% done. Oh, it's that. Okay, we're losing the camera again. Bear with me a moment, guys. We'll try it. There we go. Don't know why it keeps doing that. Could be a setting on the laptop, to be fair. I don't use my laptop all that much. We're away from home today, so needs must. What's that say? John Wicken, you got the paddock. Okay, I'll have a look at this on the website in a minute. With bass culture pickups, okay, ETS bridge, okay, nose with a Maruszczyk preamp and carbon rods in the neck. Right, let's have a little look, shall we? ARSZCZYK. I know because I used to review them. Did you buy them? Are you here in the UK, John? Did you buy it from Base Direct? So you got the paddock. The paddock. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Single cut design. Nice. Nice. Single cut design of the frog provides excellent balance, long sustain. Laughing board, yeah. Match and so basically choice between active passive. Looks nice. Looks nice. So, have you bought that and you've got it in your hands, or is it an order? Oh, you've just ordered one. Of course, you said it in the message before. Sorry. Oh, you're in America. He's building it for you. Said about 5 months. That's probably about right for a new build. Enjoy. So if I keep the flanger in with that as well, it gets really funky. He says. Gareth, still undecided about the SB600 I sent you earlier in the week. Yep. So Gareth saw an Aria SB600 Super Bass going for £600. Trying to debate whether to buy it. As I said to you, that's kind of the going rate. If it was an SB1000, you'd be looking over 1,000, probably close to 1,300. So an SB600 at 600 is about right. SB700s go for like £700-800. I doubt you're going to get one cheaper because people who know what they're worth. It's up to you, mate. How much do you want it? Thing is, it's probably going to appreciate over time. So as long as you look after it and don't trash it, but use it, you should be fine. Your settings are blocking the sound of your bass. My settings. Let's see if I can audio. Although it's only on the here we go. See if does this work? Hopefully it won't adversely affect me talking as well. It's muting. I'm not even plugged into the laptop, so it can only be a microphone thing. Ah, well, I tried. I'm not on an audio interface, so I'm just literally at the mercy of the microphone on this laptop. Oh, we tried. See if there's some microphone settings I can change. It doesn't look like it. Great. Where are they? Oh, there's nothing I can change. Oh well. we'll just carry on nattering then. Save them. So have you got any bass questions, any amp questions, effects questions? I can't even say coming to you all the way from London town. I'm not in London town. I'm in Bridgwater in the West Country at the lovely McMillan Theatre. How about that? So we played here last night with Platinum ABBA. Going to be doing it again tonight. Played here last February and they booked us like the following day for these two shows. So it's all good. Thank you, Brooksy. I've got to run, no problem. But I just subscribed, thank you very much, and gave you a like. Fabulous. Well done, you. See you soon, no problem. Take it easy. And actually, anyone watching this on catch up, or even if you're live, please like the video. It's the best thing you can do for me, for the channel, for the video. All just liking a video pushes it through the YouTube algorithm. Comments, even better. Sharing, fabulous. All three things: likes, comments, shares. If you can do that for me on this video and any video you watch here on the channel, I really appreciate it. Can't tell you. It's the biggest rider on making the videos work in YouTube. Forget subscribers, although thank you very much, John, for doing that. Subscribers is a vanity metric. It has no relevance to how a channel or videos proceed through the YouTube algorithm, as far as I understand it and watching the various YouTube educators. Because my highest viewed, sorry, camera's there, right? Talk to the camera, Mike. My highest viewed video here has had 21,000 views. I don't have 21,000 subscribers. So subscriber number is irrelevant in that case, but also the fact that YouTube is not rolling out content to channel subscribers even when they've got the all selection on the notification bell switched on. They're not seeing stuff. So the whole thing I'm driving lately is just keep watching the community tab, keep watching your notifications. Although whether the notification gets to you and I post something up is, who knows? You might get it or you might not. So yeah, but the likes, the comments, the shares, they're the three important drivers. So if any time you watch one of my videos, just give it a thumbs up, would be fab. Comments, even better. Sharing, magnificent. What can I ask for? So I'm take those off if we're not doing any video calls like we are at the moment. You can join me here by video or audio if you want to have a chat. Just email me. There's a ticker running along the bottom of the screen. Email brooksysbasscorner@gmail.com. I'll send you an invite. You click on the invite. You come live on screen. Stay there, will you? There we go. What we got here? Gareth Harrison. Lovely place. Visit on a regular basis with work. There you go. Give me Java. What do I think of the new Epiphone grabbers with the stationary pickup? I've never been a big Gibson or Epiphone fan. They are what they are. They have their fan bases. It's always perturbed me that basses like the Thunderbird and what have you Gibson keep sort of popping them out there, and they've never fixed the design issues because they think, well, they're legendary. No, they were legendary because at the time that's all there was. So when you had bands in the 60s, 70s playing them, they didn't know any better because there wasn't anything better. And the problem is they've suddenly reached this mythical status. And if I got a Gibson Thunderbird and played it to you right now, you'd go, sounds horrible. It's horrible. And yet, for some reason, people seem to think they're the bass to destroy all basses. I've never gone with it. I've reviewed several. I've played many a Gibson bass in shops and what have you. And I've never got it. I've never got it. It doesn't work for me. I'm not that sort of player. I don't have a bass down round my knees with a pick, playing at arm's length, giving myself, repetitive carpal tunnel syndrome and repetitive strain injuries. It's not my thing, not what I'm about. So if you've checked one out, give me Java, then let me know what you think. I used to play in a Green Day tribute. I went down the Mike Dirnt precision route, not the Gibson grabbers and down that sort of route. Yeah, so I hope I haven't sort of burst your bubble there if you were getting excited about that. But each to their own. Some basses that I play, other people go, oh, no, you've got to be joking. But for me, Gibson stuff just never worked. When John Taylor started playing a Gibson Les Paul bass, I was like, what? If that shows where his bass playing is at that point, which was the mid-90s, I'll get off that bus. I'm not interested in that. That's not going to give you a bass tone that I'm particularly impressed by. But there we are. Gareth Harrison, neck heavy and don't like the neck on them. That's put as succinctly as I can put it. Good to see you, Dawson. I saw you pop up there. Hope you're good. Actually, let me just check the old email. In case I've missed anyone trying to join in, of course. No, we're good. Yep. Manfred, what do I think of the very scale headless basses? I haven't seen them. Who are they made by? Have I missed something here? Very scale headless basses. Who's making them then? Or are you talking multi-scale as opposed to very scale? Do you mean headless basses with fan frets? Is that what we're talking about? You're considering buying one but haven't tried one. Okay. Give me Java. Oh no, I don't get it. The Thunderbird design either. No. I remember reviewing one in 2006 for Bass Guitar magazine. It was the brand new version of the Thunderbird. Bells and whistles. They go, whoa, it's amazing. We've done it. We've done it. Put the thing on. It just went. Same as my Bootsy bass. Clonk. It was like, you haven't fixed anything. All you've done is given it a fancy top wood. And that was it. You haven't addressed the design issues. And the back, oh, everyone loves it. No, your fans that like that bass design like it. The rest of us are like, still don't get it. Manfred, multi-scale, you are right. Okay, so basically it's a multi-scale bass without a headstock. Well, I've got a Dingwall NG2. I have no issues with fan frets or playing it. I have no problems with multi-scale either. What you'll find is the low B will be fabulous and stand out. The mid-range will be exceptionally throaty and solid. And you may find some strings are maybe a little more taut than they would normally be supple on that sort of string layout. Colour Rose, pop a Fender neck on it. Yeah, but you've still got Gibson passive electronics. Say electronics with the loosest sense of the word. Still, it wouldn't matter Colour Rose. You could do anything with it. It still wouldn't work for me. Yeah, I've just never bought into the Gibson design aesthetic. They bring out a guitar as legendary as the Les Paul. And how many people have broken the headstocks on a Les Paul, and then they bring out the SG, which is the complete opposite, totally thin, and break all the headstocks off that. They never addressed headstock issues. And the amount of people I know who've bought Gibsons, not had them very long, and for some reason truss rod's just gone and the headstock's popped, and they've gone to bed one night and it's perfectly okay, woken up the next day and it's got all sorts of timber issues. But there we are. I can't say I would ever give Gibson money out of my pocket for an instrument. Just the amount of money they charge, they need to do better. Maybe in decades gone by, they were top of their game. They're not anymore. Gareth Entwistle did that, of course. Yes, he did. And very quickly moved on to alembics as quick as he could. Quite right. Well done, John. Manfred, can you elaborate more on the multi-scale basis? Yeah. So the NG2 by Dingwall generally has like a 37-inch scale B string, So you're getting a lot more character, tone, and resonance out of that string because it's a longer speaking length. So this is why, if you've watched any of my reviews or demos, or I've explained on live chats, if you've got a 34-inch scale bass or scale length, the strings will sound a certain way. So you put a set of long scale strings on, you're getting all the resonances, harmonics, when you're tapping, slapping, what have you. If you then go to a short scale bass, which is 30-inch scale, there's a shorter scale length, and it's called the speaking length of the string. So when a string is longer, you're getting all of that tonal information coming out. A shorter string has a shorter distance to vibrate. A longer string has longer, so more character, more tone, more language, if you like, comes out. A shorter string has far less length to move, to vibrate. So that's why shorter scale basses have far less sort of treble, mid-range bite. They'll get some with a new set of strings, but if you did a comparison between a short scale and a long scale with the same tone setting, say on a passive bass, you'll find the long scale has far more attack in its tone and in its how the strings sound. So when you then go to 37 on a low B, suddenly where people say the low B is muffled on a 34, on a 37, that string is even longer. So you're getting even more information out of it. And the multi-scale thing, I can't remember what it, so on the Dingwall, let me see. See what the different strings are set at. So it goes from 37 to 34, I think. Here we go. Let's see if there's a FAQ on multi-scale. Learn more, maybe. Okay. Each string has a slightly different scale length, with the higher strings having a shorter scale and the lower strings a longer scale. That's it. Now, I'll just see if we can have the measurements here. Let's see. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I think. Okay. Well, apparently you can have multi-scale. Oh, no, that's something else. Sorry. That's nonsense. That's based on the string in the packet, not the actual scale length on the bass. Come on. So yeah, it runs from 34 to 37, from the G to the B. Which is why if you play the Dingwall, you're getting a lot of mid-range clarity and punch, solidity of tone. You kind of need to fairly often, I find, I'm boosting the bass a little bit, so I'm getting more bottom end. But on the NG2, it's got a tone capsule by Dark Glass. So there's no treble settings. So you've got bass, low, mid, high, mid. I like it. It's a different sound to anything else I've got in my collection. But yeah, Gareth Harrison, there's no innovation at Gibson, just refreshing old designs. Well, they say the same about Fender, to be fair. When they did try to innovate with the robot tuners, etc., nobody liked them. Gibson fans want Gibson basses, just as Fender fans want Fender basses. Those designs are set in stone for the rest of our lives anyway. Ergonomically speaking, okay, I get what you're getting at. When I play a Dingwall, it's an easy bass to play. It doesn't feel hard. It's not difficult. The fan frets don't cause me a problem. I've said on live chats before, if you're going to play a fan fret bass, just look at the fret ends. Don't look at the front of the bass. It will play tricks with your mind. Just look where the fret end is, like you would on any regular bass. Just look at the fret ends, and it's exactly the same. The curvature of your fingers in your hand will naturally fall into place. So you don't think about the fact they're fanned out. Just look at the fret ends, and that's your guide, and play. You don't need to be looking at the front facing. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. But it works. I have no problem. The first Dingwall I reviewed, I was very aware that people were going to go, oh, oh my God, it'll put you off. You won't be able to get your head around it. Took it, teeth in, took to it like a duck to water, and then every Dingwall I ever reviewed after that had no issues because I'm just following where the fret ends are. Let your hands go into their regular position. Dawson, let me send you a request. Now, bear with me here because I haven't logged into that email on here for some reason. What is going on today? Right. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Okay, I'm going to send it from a different email, Dawson. Okay, but it will be me. So let's go to that. Let's see if we can get you on here. That is in it. Think all sorts of things popping up here on my screen because I haven't used this laptop for a while. You should have an invite there. You'll be getting it from a different Brooks's Base Corner email. See how you go. See how you get on. So you are considering an Ibanez. It goes from 35 to 33. Okay, that's not so long. I've got 5 strings that are 35-inch scale. It won't be hard to play. It might just be a bit of adjustment, but also it depends how the lower strings, whether the bridge is slanted across or set, if they're set back further than the other saddles. They should do. That's what most multi-scales do. The only Dingwall that would interest me would be the Super P. Okay. Played one. There's a review. Let me stick that up here. One of the first reviews here on the channel was the Dingwall Super P. Now then, let's just scroll through here. In a very nice blueberry blue, I think it was. I'll go on to page 2. It was one of my highest viewed videos at one point. Here we are. So you want to check that out. Joe Paquette, this is what I'm here for. What's that? How about balanced neck dive? There isn't any on the Dingwall. They're really well designed. But we're talking about Dingwalls, and you're looking at, what brand were you looking at? Oh, you didn't mention actually. So the Dingwall has a headstock. Obviously, you're talking about headless. Where if it's headless, it shouldn't have any balance issues whatsoever. Shouldn't be any neck dive whatsoever if it doesn't have a headstock. But the Dingwalls, I can only wax lyrical. Great basses, great backup service. You have an issue, you can message Sheldon Dingwall. Message him on the Facebook Dingwall fan sites. He responds if there's an issue. I'm very fortunate. I know Sheldon, so I can send him a message on his mobile if I have an issue. But no, great basses, and yeah, only good things from here. I've had people. If you've watched some of my videos, you'll see in the comments the. Sorry, Dawson. Hold on. Let me. Sorry. Bear with me a moment. You can tell, kind of a bit all over the shop on. Right, bear with me. Sorry. Like I say, give me a mouse. Hate pads on laptops. Right, hang on. All right. Should be you. Sorry, that was me copying and pasting, and the invite hadn't copied properly. My apologies. See if that gets you. Need these, aren't I? Yeah. Do. Funky Hobbit, Mark Palmer, good to see you. Did you buy one of those pearl-coloured JDs from Bass Brothers? Manfred, yeah. Matthew Caffell, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Do the mandolin frets make such a difference? I don't know if there's mandolin frets on the NG2s. There certainly is on the Lee Sklar, and I think there are on the Z3s. I don't think there are on NG2s. Let me just check the Dingwall page. I could be wrong. Thank you. I don't think I've got. Bear me a minute, Dawson. I'm just checking something here. Let's have a look, see if it says on there. Spec. Banjo frets. Maybe it does then. I don't play mine often enough to notice the difference, maybe. Clearly it didn't make enough difference that I noticed. I just play the thing. I don't worry about things like that. You're either going to play it or you're not. And if something's not to my liking, then I'll pick up on it. But I've never had a problem with the mandolin frets. But I don't use the NG2 for all my gigs. So when I do use it, it's a sporadic thing. But can't really go wrong with a Dingwall. You'll get great service, great backup service. Here in the UK, you can just go to Bass Direct and they'll sort it. But like I say, if you message Sheldon via the Facebook fan sites, he'll help you. Mark Palmer, your Star Child does me. Okay, very good. NG and combustion standard frets. Yeah. Matt Caffell thought they had become standard. They might have done. I got my bass in 2017. I would love a Dingwall, but when I have a custom EHB5MS, do I really need one? Is that the Ibanez? It's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, the Ibanez won't sound the same as the Dingwall, that's for sure. The dark glass tone capsule is different. Pickups are different. It's what works for you, you know. Sometimes people buy these things just on a whim and think it's going to radically change their bass playing. Invariably, it doesn't. It depends how long you've been playing, of course. So, you know, if you've been playing 10 years, a new bass is not going to radically change how you play. It'll change your tone, and it might make you adjust on a few things, but how you play is how you play. Right, let's get Dawson on here, shall we? Let's bring you to stage, sir. And we want that. There we are. And I'll turn your mic on. How are we doing?
Hello,
I
testing,
can
1, 2,
hear you.
3.
Good. Good start. How are you?
Great, how about you?
Radiant.
You're on the road today.
Radiant. I am. We're in Bridgwater in the West Country in a theatre, no less.
Oh, that's great. Wow,
How'd
that'd
you
be a
like
good
that?
one.
How'd you like them theatres? They were all right. Yeah. What are you up to?
Last night I was at a local gig. My local band, there was pop punk. There was several pop punk bands there, and
Okay.
at a small club, and had a good time with some friends.
Cool. Very good. Very good. How's that radio thing you were going to be doing? Has that started up yet?
So I did reach out to one of the people in the. They're pretty big in Buffalo, just over the border there, and um, she said if I wanted to get on the radio or something, I needed some sponsors. So I'd have to find some sponsors
They
for them
didn't
to
mention that at the
get
start.
me on the radio.
Yeah.
So there's a few steps involved there.
Mm-hmm.
My main thing I do is I have some photography at an art market, so I sell home decor.
Okay.
Is the main thing I do. And then tomorrow I have a spoken word gig at a coffee shop. There's a small music venue there, so I'll be doing spoken word.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So you got any playing gigs coming up?
That's the only closest thing I got for a playing gig there.
Okay. And what about in the summer? Any festival stuff coming up?
Nope, nothing planned yet.
You got to get busy, man. Got to get busy. Sorry, I'm just turning off Gareth's message there. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So any bass news? What's going on over there?
Yeah, quite a bit. Last
You got any
night,
touring bands coming through?
let me think. I just seen a band. It was Sum 41.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember when they were around.
It was apparently their last show in Toronto, in Canada. So, I hopped up on the train, went up to Toronto, and I mean it was fantastic. You know, they did a good job.
Is
And
that it? Are they splitting up or something? Or
apparently, yeah, they had a new album
until
out, new tour, and they just wanted to end on a high note, I guess.
okay, until a promoter offers them serious money and they come back.
Pretty
That's how
much,
these
yeah.
things usually pan out. Yeah.
But they'll be playing at the Juno Awards
Okay.
in a couple months. This is our Canadian Grammy Awards,
Mm-hmm.
our big Canadian Junos. So they'll be playing there in Vancouver in a few months.
Oh, cool. So how's your bass playing going? You getting practice in?
I did a little bit here and there. I
Okay.
got some skills and just thumping away here and there.
Okay. Gear all behaving itself?
it's doing what it can.
Okay.
It's there. So yesterday, at the gig, I was standing in front of the bass player, so now I'm more, my ears are more tuned to
Yep.
the bass side of things. And it was, what was he playing? It wasn't a Fender, but it was, I wrote it down. Where's my,
Good man.
I took some notes. There it is. Let's see. One guy had a Fender, and the other one was, he was playing through a Fender amp. It sounded pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Probably a Rumble.
It was a very small
Fender
one.
Rumble.
It was a very
Fender
small,
Rumble.
compact one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, no, I only have his name. I only written down his name. That
Okay.
was it.
Gareth here has said, a suggestion for you. Get some open mic nights. It will help your playing and networking with other musicians.
Yes,
If you
I'm
can do
part of
that, if
a
you can find some.
songwriters club. We meet
Okay.
monthly.
Mm-hmm.
We've written a few songs together and collaborate, and I know a few of the musicians in there. So yeah,
Okay.
I like doing the networking.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to do cover stuff, you've got to. I mean, it's advice that I would have given myself. Is you've got to go to the venues where there are covers bands and introduce yourself to the musicians. And that's how things spread, because invariably as bass players, we're not on the same gig there's not another bass player in the same band. So your only exposure to other bass players is to go and see them play and introduce yourself to them. And also things like music stores. If there are, the guys that work in music stores usually are musicians, funnily enough. And if some of them are guitarists, they will always be looking for a bass player. And just give them your number.
Yeah,
Give me a call, as long as you can learn the stuff. If you're focused enough to learn what they're going to send you and do a good job on a gig, that's how you get that ball rolling. And lo and behold, do a good job and someone passes your number to someone else and that's how it all pans out. Wise words, Gareth. Well done. Um, but yeah, if you want to do that, maybe you don't. I don't know. But, some open mic nights, some jam nights wouldn't be a bad thing if that's what you want to do.
I like
And
doing
just
those.
and just let people know that you're out there. You know,
Exactly. It was an
I
Ibanez.
mean,
That's what it was. It looked
yeah, no, Ibanez.
almost like it looked almost like a Thunderbird style shape, and it was black, and it had a red pick. It wasn't a pick guard, but it was sunburst. Yeah, it had a red sunburst pick guard. It sounded pretty good. It was nice and warm, a little
Mm-hmm.
bit springy. Of course, they had to have the punk sound on there with the quick playing and the fifth fret to the seventh fret to the 12th fret,
Of
uh,
course.
kind of type
Jamie Millard's good to see you.
style. And it was, I think, a mixture of finger picking and bass picking.
Okay. You see, I wonder if that's a Roadster. I wonder if that's an Ibanez Roadster, which was a range they did in the 80s. So basically, it was Ibanez's take on Fender instruments, but the headstock was noticeably, it was an Ibanez. It wasn't a Fender.
Yeah,
It could have been something along those lines. Could well be. We've got Jamie Millard in from Nashville telling us all about the JDs. These pastel coloured JDs. Yes, they've all sold, Jamie. They've all been sold at £3,400. They've all gone. So I would imagine you've bought one, but maybe not. But if you didn't, they've gone. They came and they went. That's what happened.
supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly. Gareth Harrison used to own a Roadster. They were great basses. Mick Quinn from Supergrass used to play a Roadster. Precision, single split coil, and thunderous. with a pick. And yeah, they're great basses, really road worthy. You know, all Ibanez stuff pretty much can do the job. Jamie says Toby Diggins at JD is doing something special. Yes, he's doing something special for you. Because did you get that bass through that you were buying from someone in the UK that you were telling me about? I assume that has now winged its way to you. Or no, it was going from the seller direct to JD, wasn't it? I'm assuming that has happened. So this week here on the channel, we're going to get the remaining Anaconda bass reviews up. So there's a Ultra J5 Essence, 5-string, obviously. That will be going up. And also there will be the J4E Elite. So there are demos of these already here on the channel. But we're going to get the reviews finally done and up. And that will clear my backlog of Anaconda bass reviews that I should have had released a year ago, but just as matters took their own path about a year ago, so we weren't able to do that. Gareth Harrison, Mick Quinn is underrated in my opinion. Great bass player. I loved Supergrass. I saw them at the Forum in London in '99, and they were amazing. And then every tour from then up to 2005, which was almost every year, me and my partner used to go and see them, and they were never as good as they were at the Forum. Never. It was almost like that was like their victory parade after that third album, and then everything after that, they were just going through the motions. I remember seeing them at Shepherd's Bush, saw them at Wembley Arena, Shepherd's Bush again, Aylesbury, Civic Centre, and every time it was like, they're not on it anymore. It's like they just they're not putting their back into it. It felt like so, and then they split up, but they're back now. Jamie Graham Maybe from Joe Jackson uses a Roadster still. The great bass. It's got a huge amount of punch. They're like Tokais. You know, they're Fender designs, but with all the bad bits taken out. So good fitting necks. Powerful pickups, good to play, built to last. So no good. Good, Jamie. Your JD adventure is in process. Excellent. Mark Palmer, Graham Edwards from Go West got a great tone out of his Roadstar. Thank you. Yes, the red one. I saw that recently. I watched that Japanese stadium show that they did in 85, and he's got a red one, and some songs he uses that over his status, which I was quite surprised with. Clearly it was a different tone. Yeah, he gets some magic out of that. So yeah, good call, Mark Palmer. Good call. Well done, sir. Let's just check the stream health while we're at it. We are there. No. There, might be that one. There we go. Stream health. We're good. Okay. And it's not knocked my camera out for the last 5 minutes. That's good. Well, thank you for joining me today. We're here at the McMillan Theatre in Bridgwater, where I'm doing tonight's gig with Platinum ABBA. Did one last night. We're all set up. Riggs here. The Aguilar's there. Da-da. Basses are there. Betsy and the Empathy. Pedals are there. We're ready to go. It literally hasn't really changed since I left last night. Made a nice change to be able to go to a hotel and not have to carry my basses with me. But there we go. Jamie, I have an Ibanez Musician, lovely bass. 8-string, sitting here, quite the banger.
Whoa.
You can't beat a banger. Don't want a split banger. Private joke. Mark.
I'll have some bangers and mash.
Yeah, bangers and mash, exactly, and onion gravy and peas. In the rain, yes, the Go West show, in the rain, quite. Gareth Harrison, are you using a backline tonight? Yes, I am. I have done. So it's a Aguilar AG700 head, Class D, Aguilar SL212 cab. I have done gigs with this band without backline, like if we do gigs in London. I just don't want to drive, so I tend not to take backline. But generally, the band leader, who I've worked with since 1996 on various bands, likes having bass amplification behind him. He just likes having that because it means he doesn't have to have loads of bass in his monitor. So on gigs like this, I'm happy to bring it, put it in the car, and away we go. You know, have gear, will travel. So yeah, so it's like Queen shows. On a Queen show, very often I have this rig. Sometimes I might have the extra cab and bring the DB751. Just depends on the size of the gig. Jaymi, Bangers and Mash. I did a video with the 8-strings on your channel. Excellent. I will check it out, sir. Mark Palmer, Mr. Gunnarsson, basslines, class. You know me. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I said at the start of this live chat, I've been working with this band since 1998. My first gig was at the Roadhouse in January, I think it was like January the 30th, something like that, 1998. And here we are, February 2025, and I'm still doing it. So I haven't always been the bass player for this. There was a period where I didn't do much, and they had other bass players who were sort of the full-time players in this band. But kind of, it's funny, the ABBA workload has increased, but there's so many bands out there now. It's like such a proliferation. It's this is one of the few that has a fully live band. So we've got Mr. Tubbs. He's not here at the moment. He's in the pub watching the football. Can't blame him. But very few of them have a live bass player. And there's a few bands. I sometimes do 21st Century ABBA, of course. They've got my mate, Martin Johnson, Magic. He has done drums for this many occasions. They have live drums, live guitar, live keys. They don't have a bass player. The bass parts are on track. So there's a lot of that. But very often with a lot of these Queen band, ABBA bands, it's just 4 or even duos. So it is what it is. Jamie Chisgat, I am well versed. Yes, he is. Pink Bassman Music Bangers refers to sausages in the UK, so bangers and mash is sausage and mashed potato. Don't worry, Gareth. Jamie is a culinary expert. Look at his curry posts. That tells you all you need to know. And his pepper oil. Because I mentioned to him I was a bit worried about the amount of ghee fat that was floating on his plate. He said, no, it's pepper oil, make it hotter. This man doesn't have taste buds. They packed up and left the building long ago. Bless him. But yeah, so you got any bass questions for me?
Yeah, so I see right now you're to the right of the drummer. Do you like being to the right of the drummer, or is that?
Generally on gigs, if I'm at the front or even anywhere on the stage, I like to be that way. So the head, the neck and the headstock are going that way, and the microphone is either straight on or going at an angle. I don't like to have the neck and the headstock in the way. Like sometimes on gigs I've done, if there's not a lot of stage space, I'll set a mic stand up and then angle the arm up, and then the microphone's in front of me, so I can move, but it's not going to bash on the sloping part of the mic stand. If I go on the other side, which I am with Uncle Funk, that doesn't work. So you have to have a head-on mic stand. I can't have it coming across and the neck gets bashed. It doesn't work. So that's my thing. So in this band, the position of the bass player has always been the same. So you're always behind the keyboard player. And that's fine. I just have a straight stand like that. It's angled towards me. And then I put my board to the right. And then there are 2 sections in the show where I have to come out to the middle and the front. And it's just easy just to walk around. I used to use wireless on this. And then I had a situation about a year and a bit ago. It was a repeat of the situation I'd had on an Uncle Funk show about a year earlier, where basically the Line 6 G90, which is like their top wireless product as it was at the time, could have issues with broadband. And in a theatre, you can use it at sound check, everything will be fine. Come out and do the gig, and the bass signal starts cutting out as the wavelength and frequency gets totally cluttered with people running at that frequency. I think it's 2.5 gigahertz or something. And I did an ABBA gig where in the first song, my signal was jumping in and out, and I had all the, Christ, which lead do I unplug and stick that in the bass, and I still need my tuner on the pedal board, and it was a bit manic. So generally now on this gig, because I couldn't replicate it at soundcheck, it didn't happen at soundcheck, it only happened on the gig. So I tend not to use wireless on this gig anymore. Sometimes I'll do it on Uncle Funk stuff, but again, with that, we aren't playing theatres all the time, and on festival, you just want to keep your gear down. So like with Uncle Funk, I'll just have the pedal board, bass into board, done. That's it. And actually now, I've managed to get rid of the power adapter for the tone hammer. I'm now just using phantom power via the XLR. So I haven't even got to plug in an adapter for the tone hammer pedal, which runs on its own adapter at 18 volts. So yeah, just run on the phantom power, and I don't even have that to plug in. So literally now on festivals this year, it will be pedal board out the case on the floor, plug in the power for the rest of the pedals, bass, strap locks, plug the lead into the bass, plug the lead into the pedal. That's it. Simple as I can get it. I can't get it any simpler than that. Well, the other thing would be to do away with the pedal board and just have the tuner and the tone hammer. That would be the simplest thing. But yeah, there we are.
So
Give me Java. What? Sorry, go for it.
oh
Dawson.
yeah, you can plug a pedal into a phantom power and not have it plugged into the wall.
On this, yeah.
Whoa!
So some preamp pedals will let you do it. The Aguilar does. It runs at 18 volts, so you can't run off a chain. As far as I'm aware, you can't use a switching adapter either. When I bought the tone hammer, the guys at Barnes and Mullins here in the UK distributor, just said you've got to have the Aguilar adapter. Apparently, Aguilar now aren't doing in the UK the same adapter that they've always done. So there's a different one, which I've actually got in my gig bag, which is around the curtain there. But on the Uncle Funk show last week, I said to Ryan, our sound man, I said, right, experiment tonight at soundcheck. We're not going to run off that adapter. We're going to try it with the phantom power. And it worked a treat. So that's the way to go, as far as I'm concerned. It's one less adapter to get damaged and broken, and I'll always have it there in the case if I need it. But let's just run with the phantom power as much as we can. So, as long as it doesn't spike, of course. But then that can happen with an adapter as well. So, give me Java. You're asking me what's on my board. So this is my board today. We've got the simple one, because that's all I need for ABBA. So on the right-hand side, you've got a Boss TU2 tuner. Then got the Digitech drop pedal, then got the EBS Octabass pedal, then we got the Aguilar Filter Twin for some funky sounds, then we got the Source Audio Mercury Flanger, which I love, and then we got the Aguilar Tone Hammer, which is my preamp pedal of choice. Although in this gig, because I've got a DI coming out of the amp, I'm using the Tone Hammer just for a tone shift. So if I need like a little bit of a boost and a bit more sparkle, when I do the slappy bit in Gimme, 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 we have a breakdown soloing section thing. I'll just kick that in, and then I'll have either the flanger or the filter twin on as well, at my discretion. So that's what's on my board. The board I use for Uncle Funk, Disco, and Decades of Dance is a bigger affair. You'll see a video on that very shortly. I've got to build that before our next Decades of Dance show. So I decided what was going to be on it back in October, and that's what I used on that show, but I didn't fix everything in place. So that's my next job actually over the next couple of weeks, is to get that pedal train board out, build that board, get it all secured, get all the leads running, tied up, put the power bank there, and that'll be up and running. But I'm going to do a video going through all the pedals and why I'm using them soon. I meant to do that in the autumn, it just didn't happen. Gareth Harrison, my preference is on the side, the hi-hats. Yeah, I've done many a year over there. But my preference is to be on that side. I'd rather be there if it's a bigger stage. If it's a small cramped stage, then I'll go anywhere. But again, I'm not in a band. I'm not the what's the word? I'm not the boulder that's fixed in any band. So I've been everywhere on the stage over the years, so it doesn't worry me. You'll learn over time, Gareth. You just have to make things work. But Jaymi, so you had spinal tap syndrome. Which bit? Which bit? Which bit are you referring to? Which bit are you referring to?
I think that might have been when the signal was cutting out.
Ah, okay. He'll come back. He'll reply in a minute. This is a good old boy. It's coming up to 10 to 4. Crikey, we've flown through this live chat. This is live chat 99.
All right.
100 next week. The big one. It's the cake day. Got the cake on order. But it's not going to be a big cake because I'm the only one eating it and I've got to look after the arteries. So it'll be a cake, but it won't be huge because my partner doesn't eat cake. Gareth Harrison, they are making a sequel to Spinal Tap. Yes, they are.
Yep.
Yes, they are. That'll do very well, I'm sure. Yeah.
I have to get going soon. I have some
Okay, sir.
construction downstairs.
Lovely.
Right. Want to say have
Well,
a great gig.
Yeah, try. I'll try. I filmed some stuff from last night. I'm going to be filming some stuff tonight, so you'll see all of this on Gig Vlog 3.
Okay, I'll be looking forward to that.
All right, man. Well, take it easy. Have a good weekend.
Yes, you too.
All right, see you soon. Take care of yourself. And that was Dawson, all the way from Canada. So where are we? Sorry, I'm just checking the emails, if anyone else is coming in live. No, we're all good at the moment. Cool. Yeah, so there we are. Here we are. Let's just check that short. I'm intrigued. How is that short doing from yesterday? So when we came on the live chat, it was on 600 views. It's on 630. Still got an average percentage viewing of 98.1%. I've never had a video get that before. Thank you if you've watched it. It's basically, I've got the Warwick Bootsy bass and I let my hands go and the bass just goes, flips. Gareth, you've just been asked to deck with a Bowie tribute in June. You're going to enjoy that, mate. There's some cracking bass lines there. Enjoy. Enjoy. Get your teeth stuck into some of that. Absolutely. Their new amps go to 12. Oh, mine Spinal Tap. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Always love the EBS stuff. Went to 11, Aguilar doesn't do that. No, there's not even a number setting. It's you've just got the controls. If I can get the camera close enough. Whee! There we are. Nothing fancy there. Again, with ABBA, I don't tend to use any sort of esoteric tonal settings here. I try and keep the amp as flat as I can, and do everything from the status. That works for me. Oh, we're talking the neck dive thing, right? Gotcha. Gimme Java. I saw the neck dive on the Bootsy bass. Tell me. You might want to look into cable-free guitar zero gravity straps. I'm going to have a look right now. Let's have a look. What is it? Cable-free guitars zero gravity straps. Okay. Well, if it can salvage that bass, I'll be... Oh. Okay, there are things like this on Amazon, and they've been on Amazon for a long while. I'm not sure that they're anti-gravity. This is something here I'm missing, but I've seen these sort of things before. Oh, hang on. So I'm fingers and thumbs on my own laptop. Neoprene memory, 3D studs for enhanced weight distribution. Okay. I'll check it out. I'll check it out so I can see some videos. And we'll see. Oh, Ed Friedland doing a review. Okay. I used to have a lot of time for Ed Friedland, and then I saw his reply to an email when bass player moved over to us, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. Not quite the guy you thought he was, but there we are. I will check that out. Give me Java. I'll have a look. I've got comfort straps. I've got Dingwall big fat strap. I've got groove gear. None of them stop this thing flipping. The only thing we think is to reposition the strap buttons, but I just don't want to do it because it's going to cause a problem when it comes to selling that bass on. As a gentleman near Cambridge found when he was trying to sell his one on Facebook Marketplace, and it just didn't sell until he dropped the price quite a way. And I don't want to start drilling extra holes in the backs of basses. Not for one like that. What I don't get is how Warwick designed it, didn't look at the strap button position and thought it was acceptable. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because that thing, as you see in the video, it just doesn't balance. There's no balance to it. I bought a load of wheel weights on strips, and I did a dry run attaching them just with sellotape so it didn't mark the lacquer, and put an extra 1.5 kilos of weight on the bottom end of that body to try and distribute it. Made no difference whatsoever. So, we'll see. Jaymi, Pink Bassman Music. EBS Octabass is solid. It is. Oddly enough, my Yamaha Attitude bass has a hint of neck dive. Yeah, mine too, because the tuners and the D-tuner are quite heavy. Yes. But even that does not compare to the Bootsy bass. Not even close. This thing just has a life of its own. And last week, I only used it for the first set, and I was constantly readjusting the whole way through the gig. It drove me insane. Rob Steen, could you use an extender bar using the current strap hole? Someone suggested that. Possibly. I did go to the gallery and they were mentioning something, so an extender coming out of the top horn, but again, it's going to require drilling, and I just want to use the bass in Uncle Funk for one set for each gig or outdoor festival shows. It's not my main bass, and I don't want to end up with something that is, I mean, it's going to be hard enough to shift that on when the time comes that I'm not either doing Uncle Funk or I have no use for that bass. I don't want it to be butchered. And I've said to Simon in Uncle Funk, if it means I just don't use the bass and I'm going to sell it, then that's the way it's going to have to be. It sounds good. When you're playing it sat down, it's easy to play. It's when you're on a stage, standing up, and it's not easy. And last week I thought I had it nailed when we started, and as soon as I took my hands away to do some clapping, the bass flipped, and you're readjusting. And the worst thing is I can't slide. So if I'm trying to play Boogie Nights, bang your bass, you div. Right, if I'm playing Boogie Nights, which is There's 2 points there where I slide. You can't do it. It's like almost like your finger is in glue because the underside of your palm and that join of your fingers is what's keeping the neck up. So as soon as you try and slide, there's resistance because the neck is pushing down. It's a weird thing. You'd look at it and go, "Oh no, it's all right." It's not. So, so I'm sliding there, there's a slide. It's that finger, and then that's the one. Trying to do that, and literally every time last week, I was just getting into that note. Just a couple of them didn't get that far, so it went. It's not the note, is it? So, so that's my predicament. But I will look into that, Mark Palmer. If there's a way of doing it and it's not going to cause any damage to the bass, if it's just a case of, see, the strap buttons are on the back, they're not coming out of the angles, and people keep saying, "Well, Bootsy's got a bass like that," and if you look at the Bootsy bass that Warwick made for him with all the lights and the gizmos and the hundreds of pickups, the points are in a different place, which makes the thing balance. But the one I've got is part of the rock bass range done on the cheap. So they've changed the look of the bass without actually making it balance. It's gone on the visual, not the, "Oh, you can actually play this." So that's the issue. Jamie, they must have used very cheap grade wood for the Bootsy bass. I think they've just got the anchoring points in the wrong place. It's purely that. And there is another button which is on one of the lower points, and I've watched pictures of Bootsy playing his, and he has his strap on that lower point, but on this one it's still the wrong place because the way the points have been distributed. And when you put the strap on that, the bass flips the other way. It's like with alembics, sometimes you get it in the wrong place and the bass wants to move, like flip away from your body. That's what the Bootsy things does. So I can't do it. Oliver Bowen, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before. How are you? I'm okay. Thank you for coming on here. Have you tried wearing a thick leather jacket? What, with the Bootsy bass? It seems to fix neck dive. Believe me, there's nothing that can make this bass, I don't think, stop going like that. I don't think so. I've had a few people say, "Why don't you change the strap?" No, I tried it with comfort straps when I first got it, so I used comfort straps on all my basses. Didn't work. Wasn't even close. There was like no resistance. So then people were saying, "Well, use suede or leather straps," and well, I'm vegetarian, so I'm not going to buy leather or suede. And I did go and look at I had a look at the Groove Gear. I think it's called the Neo something or other. Anyway, big wide strap. Should have offered loads of resistance. Nothing. I ended up having to buy the strap because I'd booked it at the store. It was the last one they had. And I said, "Hold it, I'll get there." And by the time I'd taken the bass on and off, it had started to mark the section that goes over the strap buttons. I had to buy it. I couldn't not buy it. So I bought a £60 strap, and I haven't used it yet. I bought it for that bass, and so I'm going to use that on one of my alembics. So you were here for the Nick Smith stream. Welcome. Welcome back. Will you be at the funeral? I'll see you there if you are. Yeah, thick leather jacket. Well, it won't work within Disco Inferno because there's no way I'm wearing a leather jacket in that. I've got specific costume for that. It has to work with the parameters. If I was sat down, it wouldn't matter, but I'm stood up. And like I say, I'm only using it in one set. Or if we're doing a festival show, which might be an hour outdoors, so there's no point having one of the bases with LEDs because no one's going to see the LEDs. But it's the fact you can't slide because the weight of the neck is pushing down your hand. You can't slide across a string, and it's really annoying. Stacey, I've got a click aircell guitar strap that looks a lot like zero gravity strap, which works a wonder with an Aria, but those strap buttons are correctly placed. That's the deal. That is the deal. So I'm just checking that no one's applied to come in on the live chat. No, we're good. Yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I will get to the bottom of this, some by hook or by crook, and if there is no way of sorting it, then I'll have to let it go. We tried, but it's not like I can use it on any other gig. It's got to be for this sort of for that sort of show. Not this, not ABBA. God, could you imagine turning up with the Bootsy bass? I'd get some looks. And actually, there's a lot of sliding on this. There's no way I could use that. But yeah. So like I say, next week, live chat 100. Done 100 of these. And that's not even including the impromptu gig live chats as well. With those as well, you're probably looking at about 130 maybe. They've racked up. So thank you. If you've followed me along the way, live chats have been going since December 2020. That's how long. So it's been a blast. It's been a blast. Rob Steen, how about a bass stand like David Hungate used from Toto? Yeah, you could dance through it. Yeah, I could, couldn't I? There is that. There is that. Yeah, the problem with Uncle Funk is I'm not rooted to the spot. If I was Dave Swift in Jules Holland's band and I'm literally, taking root on the stage, it would be okay. But with Uncle Funk, I'm dancing, I'm moving about. And again, on festival stages, that wouldn't work because you wouldn't be able to do that. Wouldn't have time to set it up and break it down. So thank you for the suggestion, though. Joe Packett, 4-inch wide strap with Sweetwater fixed jaws. See, let me find it. Bass Direct. Although I bought mine from the gallery. Let me tell you what I bought. I think that's 4. It might be 4.5 even. Accessories, straps, where are you? There we go. Groove gear. It wasn't the Duo strap Neo, it was the other one. Oh, Solo strap Neo, right, okay. Yeah, so it was the Groove Gear Solo strap Neo. That is 4 inches wide. It didn't solve it, Mark. Is it Mark? Sorry. Whoever suggested that. Joe, sorry. It didn't solve it. Not even close. It did the same thing. Took my hands away. Straight. Gone. Jamie Millard, if you're going to use that one on the ABBA gig, I have a nice pink boa strap I could send you. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening, is it? I'd get some looks. I mean, I'm used to that, but that's fine. No, I won't be using the Bootsy bass on this. It's hello, Steffi from Germany. Good to see you. Now, I tend to use the Status Empathy or one of the GBs. I was using the GB Rumour white one with the Sound to Light, but again, I've had a busy week. I haven't managed to get in the workshop to do the string change and the clean up and the spruce up. That will be happening this week because after today, I've got no gigs to learn anything for till about April. So all the gigs I've got, I haven't got any prep to do, so it's all good. Oliver Bowen, staple the strap to your hoodie. I don't wear hoodies on gigs. No, on the Uncle Funk show, it's just a shirt, which doesn't help, obviously, because it's like slippery, slidey, but it's got sequins all over it. So there is something giving some grip, but no, there's no quick solution. But I do appreciate everyone's suggestions. Something will work, hopefully. But if an extended bar is what's needed, it's how am I fixing that to the bass, because I'm going to have to drill something to it. Or if it's coming off one of the existing strap buttons, if I've got to fix it or screw it in via the back. I don't want something that's going to scratch all the paint along that back section. We'll see. We'll see. It's my problem to remedy. But we'll get there somehow. Something will appear that will solve that problem. Thing is, I can't believe other people have bought these basses and there's nothing on YouTube about how to solve it. Or any forums. All you get is the use a wider strap, use a leather strap, use a suede strap with some scuffed suede underneath. Play it lower. Use the double strap system, but it doesn't work because the way the buttons are on the bass, it just doesn't work. It's not feasible, sadly. If only it were. Let's check the stream health is okay. It is. Excellent. Jamie, when Gene Simmons, good to see you did the spell change there. Gene Simmons, is that Gene Simmons of 32 West Street? Yeah, was playing with his full costume on. His strap was built into his costume, so that way it wouldn't budge because it wouldn't come off the costume. I like that idea. I still don't know how that would stop, because the problem you got, I was thinking earlier, if I make the strap really short, it can't go anywhere. But that still isn't going to stop the downward pressure of the neck. And also, once the neck gets that high, the bass almost becomes a bit unplayable. Just because by the sheer nature of the physics of how it's designed. I mean, the worst thing for me, the first couple of gigs I used it on, and I took my hands away from the bass, it flipped, and I swear the spike was going to skewer my armpit. It went with such force. I was like, Christ, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, Mark Palmer, many years ago, I remember an ABBA tribute. The bass player had a Union Jack GB bass. I think that might have been Steve Jurovich, and he used to play with ABBA Gold and a couple of other ABBAs. It was GB. Bernie will know. I think his name is Jurovich. He is now, as far as I'm aware, married to Carla Winters, who used to be in Bjorn Again and loads of other ABBA tributes. I think they're a couple now. But it's Steve. He used to have a black, sparkly, multicolour sparkle GB Spitfire. He's always had Spitfires, I think. That'll be him. You can find him on Facebook. He's around. I've never spoken to him, had no contact with him at all. No, I know Rob Flack as well, Jamie. That's I don't think Rob did ABBA, but I do know or it might be we've got the two confused here. I know Steve had multiple GBs, and I think he did have one that was like a sparkly Union Jack thing. He might have seen Rob's one and said, well, I want one like that. But I don't think Rob played in an ABBA tribute. I could ask him. We're friends. I sold him an EBS HD 350. Jamie, if the strap is locked into place and cannot move, the guitar really has no place to go in theory. No, it doesn't. But the problem is the strap buttons are on the back. So this thing can kind of rotate. So even if the strap is totally fixed and locked, there is still downward pressure from the neck. And that's the thing that's causing me the problem. Is because at the moment, that bass rests. Let me get rid of Mark's comment there. Bear with me a moment. At the moment, when I'm playing the Bootsy bass, so normally you'd have your thumb on the back and you'd fret. But if you look, it's not resting in the cradle of my hand. It's just there. What the Bootsy does is it drops. It's like it's firmly implanted in the cradle of your hand. And what I'm saying is it's so hard to slide is that downward pressure You don't feel it. It's not like someone stuck a 20 kilogram weight on it and it's going that way. But it just wants to go. I mean, Betsy kind of wants to go as well. But if I put Betsy on a strap, just get myself adjusted here. It sits. What the Bootsy does, as you see in the videos, it just goes straight. So that's the challenge. Even my alembics don't do it that badly. The alembics, once you get them into a sort of position, they will sit at an angle. The Bootsy won't do that. So it's a challenge and one I've got to overcome somehow. Otherwise, that bass is going out the door. But we'll see. We will see. I wish I had it here. You could see it in action. I could just put it on. You'd see it just. But again, you see it on the short. It just goes. And you take your hands away, and this is the problem. Like in Uncle Funk, if I'm clapping, or we're doing car wash, take your hands away, and the thing's just flipped. And there's also the problem that if you take your hands away from the where your finger plucking, the geographics of that bass makes it really hard if you take your hand away to then find where you are in relation to the strings. A couple of times last week I came to play the note and I had to second guess where I was, and it's not conducive to a relaxed performance, if you get my drift. John Wickin, hey Brooksy, I'm back. I was wondering if you know Joe Hubbard. Yes, I do. Interviewed him for Bass Guitar magazine, know him to say hello and have a chat and what have you. Yeah. You've got some of his bass books, really has improved my musicianship and knowledge on the bass. Joe's great. He's really technical, really good theory, a great teacher. I sat in on a couple of his workshops at the Warwick Bass Camp in 2016. And he's always good to hang out with, always good. I can highly recommend his courses. So, yeah, if you're going down the Joe Hubbard route, good on you. That will improve your bass playing no end. Enjoy. You can learn a lot from him. So it is coming up towards 4:30. I think I'll bang this on the head at 4:30. So we've got another 12 minutes or so, because I'm going to need to clear my bits and bobs because I'm going to do sound check at 5. So it'll be show number 2 here in the McMillan Theatre here in Bridgwater. Should be great tonight. Saturday night's party night, isn't it? Should all be good. But last night was cracking. Had a good night. Good show. Enjoyed it. Good crowd. Nice bit of food before we went on. Excellent. And then tonight we finish, pack up. It doesn't take me long to pack up these days, which is great. Back in the car and pootle off home. And then it's video editing for the next week. I don't have a gig till next Saturday. I've got the Request show in the centre of London. So if you're around Charing Cross Road, Tottenham Court Road, Oxford Street way, I'll be there next Saturday doing the Request show in Greek Street. Look forward to it. Should be a blast. I'm very privileged. I get to do loads of gigs that I like doing at the moment, so it's great. So we've got Uncle Funk, got ABBA, do the Queen shows, do the Request show. A few bits of wedding covers stuff here and there, so it's all good. It is all good. Check your email. I'll check my email. What you sent me. Oh, you're going to pop in, are you? Very good. I will, let me do that. So if I go over to him, bear with me. Should be there, mate. Put the old ears on again. Oh, there they go. Should be there, young Jamie. Mark Palmer, you're off. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for checking in. Good to see you. See you next time. Drop him next week for number 100, eh? Yes, there we go. Got them in the right order. Oh, I can hear voices. People are appearing. You better come in, Jamie Millard. Time's running out, mate. So we mentioned Nick Smith a little while ago. And for anyone who may not know, his funeral will be at Peterborough Cathedral on the 25th of Feb. So if you're going, I will see you there. And if anyone is going from London, particularly the west side or northwest, if you want a car share, I'm going to be driving. So if you want to come with me, you can. You just need to get to kind of towards Hillingdon or West Ruislip tube stations. And then I'll be heading off from that area of town. So if anyone's watching this, or even if you watch it after the event, today's the 8th of Feb, funeral's on the 25th. If you want to come, pay your last respects to Nick. If you couldn't face driving yourself or you don't want to get on the train, you can come with me if you wish. And I'll be going up. Probably leaving London around kind of 10:30, 11, maybe a little early. We'll see. See what the traffic's doing nearer the time. But yeah. I haven't seen yet, Jamie, if they're going to do a live stream of it or not. So you might want to check in with his sister to see if that's happening or not. You come in on this live chat then, or what? What time do you call this? Oh, I know, you're doing your makeup and your hair, of course. Blimey, Man City turned it around. They beat Leyton Orient. It's only 2-1 though. Orient were leading for a good 55 minutes or so. Pep just pulled it out the fire, clearly. Hey, man, just checking everything. Because I'm running off the laptop today, not off my home machine. So things are a little different. I want that, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's the old camera. And just give that a quick nudge down there. Cute, we're back. It's all good. It is saying ended. Nah. Click on it again. Oh, I tell you what, it might be. It shouldn't be. Let me just check. Ah, yes, I see what's happened. Right. Bear me a second. You'll get it from a different address, but it'll be me. You aren't going to get long though. That is. I didn't know it regenerated invites, but there we are. That's the fella. Try this one. But you won't have long. Try that. Now, I've done live chats before where I've used the same invite for multiple people and it's all been fine. Maybe it was a time thing. And also maybe because Dawson had used it and ended his, maybe that's what it was. Maybe. Oh, hang on. Someone's trying to ring me. Bear me a moment, guys. Sorry about that. I had to open up the back doors to let people in. There's the boy. Hello.
Hello. So
How you doing?
here you
You're
go.
going to get literally a couple of minutes. I'm going to wrap up. That's the, look at that. It's a thing of beauty, that is.
Yeah, you know, it came.
That's lovely,
You're gonna laugh because I got it in Ireland.
that. That doesn't surprise me, though.
I was playing a gig. You know, you mentioned Nick, and I was on a gig coming into Ireland, and Nick and I did a bass exchange, and I gave him a custom Bluesman Vintage, looks like his old Fiesta P bass, and he gave me, of course, a JD.
Of course,
right.
as you do.
Right, that's what we do. And this crap, he didn't have it, but a guy in Ireland gave it to me and goes, you know, I was wondering what I was going to do with this, and you're that guy.
There you go. You see, reputation precedes you.
I've got them all lined up.
That's it. Every shade of pink going.
Right, except for over here. Over here's got the other bits. Oh, and I mentioned to you that one.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, the 8-string. So there's a video play run, you know, bit of a bosh on that one.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Nice. How are you doing? All right?
Oh yeah, we're getting on. We're getting on.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Super stuff. Are you gigging tonight?
No, tonight actually I'm at home.
Good Lord, that's a first.
I've got an office in the morning. I've got to play in the morning.
Okay, so, fair enough.
I haven't decided what's going to happen yet, but I do have something funny to show you that you don't know about.
Right, keep it clean.
Oh, no naughty bits. Everybody's got.
No, exactly. Well, now, how about that?
Pointy. We get the
Was
line.
Was that made in that finish, or have you had that done, or someone else had that done? It's got a hell of a gloss coat on it.
It does, yeah. No, I got it this way.
Oh wow,
So
nice.
I got
nice,
it for
nice.
200.
Well, that's all right, isn't it? It's not too far away from some of those graphic kabikis that did the rounds.
Right.
In the 80s, you know, have you seen those? I've got
Yeah.
the photos at home. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So
that's a hell of a gloss coat on that.
Indeed. Well, it's also in drop D standard because I have to play.
Oh, well, cool. You're not going to use it at church, are you?
Oh, I don't know. I could go, look, we're going to play.
You could.
So you just don't know because things have happened.
That's it. I mean, now would probably be a good time to announce to the world that Jamie and I are going to do a joint podcast shortly.
Yes,
so we'll be hatching plans. So the world isn't ready for it, but it's coming your way regardless. So
right, Brooksy and the yes.
Well, no, you can go first.
Pinky and Brooks.
That's it. Pinky and Perky.
There you go.
Although there might be a copyright on that, I don't know. But
oh, you never.
We'll do it. We'll start hatching the plans shortly. So be prepared, world. It's coming your way.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Right, I need to wrap this up, or I'm going to have band leaders about to kill me. So lovely to see you. Thank you for jumping in. Good to see you as always. I will see you fine people next weekend for Live Chat 100. Should be a blast. Loads of video content going up this week. More shorts, bass reviews, gig vlog number 3. Might try and get that one, those Billy Sheehan interviews up as well. On that note, I'm about to do sound check here at McMillan Theatre in Bridgwater. It's going to be a blast. You take care. I'm going to take care. Everyone have a great week. Enjoy your bass playing. I'll see you next Saturday. Take care. All the best. Bye.